I beg of you to start free internet service in Afghanistan, market Facebook, market YouTube as much as possible, just like you dropped brochures in France in the time of the First World War and the Second World War and the propaganda form. But now you're propagating knowledge, information, and the power to speak, free speech, on which the United States was born on. I beg you, I request you to create a plan where the Afghanis have free internet for the next 3 years. They would empower themselves through YouTube, through Khan Academy, through edX, through Coursera, through Udemy, to empower themselves with the power of education. And this can change the world of Afghanistan. Assalamu alaikum. Hi everyone, my name is Rehan. I am from Pakistan, not from Afghanistan. My request is today to Facebook and other technology companies that a few days ago, I wanted to make this kind of a video and I wanted to buy a turban, which is like a Taliban turban. So I took a photo from Google and I posted it on Facebook and I asked, where can I buy this kind of turban in Karachi, Pakistan? 10 minutes later, my Facebook account was blocked. I don't understand that why AI is unable to understand that I am not a Taliban. I'm not asking to become a Taliban. I was just asking to buy a turban. Now I'm blocked from Facebook for the next 60 days. I have filed a complaint. I have contacted my friends in Facebook. Still my account is blocked. Now, why do wars happen? Why do we fight? We fight because the other party is not listening to us. We fight because the other party is not willing to have a communication with us. We fight because they are not willing to understand or to do what we are asking them to do. If the Talibans were able to understand President Bush, and President Bush was able to understand the Talibans 20 years ago, clearly they spoke the same language, they had the similar context. Today we would not have had a war and $3 trillion would not have been wasted in Afghanistan today. It's a breakdown of communication that creates issues on the planet. Facebook is today the world's biggest communication platform through WhatsApp, through Facebook, through Instagram. Facebook has brought billions of people together. First time in the history of humanity, we are all talking to each other. We're finally equal. And if you block Talibans from speaking out their truth, their understanding, their context, then it's a problem for the planet because we are breaking down the communication from both sides. My request to Facebook is to enhance your AI. If there's a gun, they should say that it's a gun. Why aren't the US Army being blocked from Facebook? Why are the people holding an army guy or a tank not blocked from Facebook? Why is it only the turban and a turban-based gun guy blocked from Facebook? So Facebook's primary purpose is to have people communicate, say their message to the world. And I'm not here to say that this party or that party is wrong. I do want to request Facebook to lift the ban on Taliban. But before doing that, please make the AI stronger so that anything which is incorrect shouldn't be there. However, they should be allowed to say their message, and I should be allowed to say my message to the world without being declared a terrorist on Facebook and be sent to a Facebook jail for 60 days. I have done nothing but spread peace and love on Facebook for the last 15 years. I have spent my last 12 years on marketing Facebook, like Facebook even themselves have not done in my country and other countries in the world. I have spent my own millions and millions of rupees on marketing Facebook, in spreading the word about Facebook, in thanking Facebook, so that more and more people can communicate. I also would like to encourage Google and Facebook and Starlink to issue that anybody who wants to use the internet, especially women in Afghanistan, would be provided free of cost service for a certain amount of gigabyte of bandwidth in Afghanistan for free. I would also encourage mobile operators to reduce their charges so that more and more people can buy internet in Afghanistan. I would also like to encourage that the US government and the US people, that you spend $3 trillion on arming them with guns and training them with their army, but you failed to teach their people how to communicate. They are still scared of having a communication with you. They're still scared to have a communication with the planet. They don't know how to say and speak their truth to anyone. So I beg you, I request you to create a plan where the Afghanis have free internet for the next 3 years. They would empower themselves through YouTube, through Khan Academy, through edX, through Coursera, through Udemy, to empower themselves with the power of education. And this can change the world of Afghanistan. The United States have just left Afghanistan out of the blue. I request President Joe Biden to reconsider and you have spent $3 billion a day in Afghanistan. I request you to spend 1 day worth of more money for the next 3 years. That's all it will take to create an Afghanistan which has free internet in the entire country for the next 3 years. The entire project of Starlink, according to Mr. Elon Musk, was $5 billion. The cost of 2 days of army in Afghanistan by the United States. So if we can do that, why can't we give them free internet through the existing infrastructure? All you have to do is strike a deal with the telecom operators that you are going to provide free internet to anyone who wants it to up to $4 a month. That would change the scene in Afghanistan. People will start using YouTube, Google, Facebook, and empower themselves. That's my request to my friends who are scared of Afghanistan. Afghanistan is part of our humanity. Afghanistan is part of our human planet. Pakistan, Afghanistan are in deep trouble due to the illiteracy of digital communication. We still don't have more than 50% of our people who are using the internet. One person can become the next Osama bin Laden. I don't want that to happen. I want the Osama bin Laden next, whoever wants to become, not to be a terrorist, but a spokesperson of their thoughts. Whoever wants to speak their truth should be allowed to speak their truth, as long as it does not harm anyone physically or emotionally. I hope that people will not take my request out of context and they will listen to it maybe 3 times to understand. My English is not my first language. I'm trying my best to do that. And just like you cannot speak my language, this is where the challenge is coming. My children are growing, watching YouTube and speaking English just by watching YouTube. I think we have a phenomenal opportunity on the planet to create a phenomenal humanity in the near future through the power of the internet, through the power of information on YouTube and Facebook. We can just come all together very, very quickly. I urge you again, I beg of you to start free internet service in Afghanistan, market Facebook, market YouTube as much as possible, just like you dropped brochures in France in the time of the First World War and the Second World War in the propaganda form. But now you're propagating knowledge, information, and the power to speak, free speech, on which the United States was born on. We cannot disallow people to speak their truth as long as it doesn't harm anyone. Thank you so much. God bless you.